Testing, testing. Okay, the mic is on. The mic is on. Okay, good. Well, Chieftain News breaking in at 10:36 a.m. on 8/31/2021. Well, hope everybody's had a decent week up thus far. I hope everybody has had a good time so far. Listen, I was recording Chieftain News here the other day, and I had breaking news come in on some other issues. So I went ahead and held off until today, and I'm fixing to just put a whole bunch of news out that's been pushed out. So I wanted to tell you that a conversation I had with a buddy of mine who's a Marine was very, very distressed here the other day. We were discussing some things and about the Marines that had became casualties over in Afghanistan. And he has buddies over there right now, and he was very upset. And I told him, yeah, it's a big loss. And he said, no, that's not what I'm upset about. And then he took me aside, and he said, I'm upset because the explosives that they used were Americans' weapons-grade U.S. C4, which is a sad deal. He said, that's our own stuff, man. And I'm like, wow, that's tragic. And he also, was having to go get somebody at the same time who had taken their life as well in the Marine Corps, and was going to go bring him home. So I was like, that's. I wished him well, and it was a sad conversation. But anyway, on another note, the point is that the C4 that was used, or the explosives that were used, was C4 U.S. grade. That was the suicide bombers from ISIS used. So I was really just taken back a moment there. They're saying that the Americans out, and that we're gone and we're out of Afghanistan. And I think that's good. I think it's real good. I hope that what I'm hearing is the correct statement from the news. However, I am hearing from other news that we did leave people behind. And there's some people that are upset over there right now that are left behind. That's the rumor out there, but I don't know if that's true or not. So don't hold me to that. But I have heard that we left people behind. So more will be revealed soon. Also, wanted to talk about Hurricane Ida. Hurricane Ida has impacted the New Orleans coastline and New Orleans and Hammond and other areas. And I've got people that I know that have went down there, been deployed down there to go help out, I guess, with relief and also protection. I wanted to also say that I'm hearing that the damage that was done to the infrastructure, that there may be power out for about a month at this particular area, that it has not been retrofitted or updated or upgraded for a while, and it was in need of repair and fix already, and now it's down, and yeah, they're going to have to redo the system. So anyway, that's what the news is reporting, that that's it's going to be out for about a month after Ida leaves, and it's time to get to work. So they're going to be power outages in the New Orleans area, in and around Hammond, for quite some time. That's what I'm hearing. We'll get back to you on that. We'll report back to you on that as we get updated, if it's quicker or if it's going to be longer or about the same. Also, I'm looking up still looking up news while we're talking, by the way. We're looking up some things to see if the mega drought in the western half of the United States is doing any better. And it's not. I'm seeing news right now that I'm looking up right now, and they're saying it's making the fire season extreme because of no rain over there. There's no relief. Let's see. Yep, that's about it for that. That's a situation continues in the northwest, and we're looking at that situation. All right, now that I'm going through that, also there was a Dr. Christina Parks who went and spoke against a House bill. And she was before a board, and she spoke against it. And she is a cellular what do they call it? Cellular. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to look this up real quick. And she went and spoke her heart out about the situation with the vaccine. And she was saying some things that were extremely opposing mandatory vaccinations. She was also opposing, what do you call it? the people that are getting the shot are getting their immune systems compromised, and their immune systems are being affected and actually being weakened by getting the vaccine. So anyway, so that's one news on that. The next news on that is a naval surgeon earlier this week came out and spoke against it as well. Literally said the craziest thing I've ever heard. The naval surgeon basically stated that only 22 confirmed cases of the pandemic had basically taken out 20 some odd soldiers or so, and that the vaccine is likely to take out a whole lot more than that. And I was really stunned that she said that. So anyway, not trying to speak out against anything on either way. Don't want to get another red flag, but this is something that I figured I had to cover. I was reluctant to cover it the other day because I'm afraid somebody is going to complain or have me, I guess, blocked again or something like that. Trying to stay out of that area. Nonetheless, the news is the news on that. Naval surgeon coming forward and making those statements the way that that naval surgeon did was extremely odd to me. It really was odd. And then we've got doctors speaking in front of boards and stuff. Her name is Dr. Christina Parks as well. Also spoke out against a bill of mandating shots. She said that that's not really doing any good. That the shot is not it's not stopping the spread. It's just lessening the symptoms for those who get sick. Anyway, so that's enough on that. The next big thing I'm going to talk about again, and I don't like talking about this again today, is a whole bunch of don't talk abouts. We got the situation with our economy and the U.S. dollar. The U.S. dollar, from what I'm hearing in the financial world, and some of this stuff keeps coming around because there is a big change coming. And we're finding out that the changes are starting to show themselves. One of the big changes that's coming is the United States American dollar has always been the world reserve currency. It's also been known as the petrodollar. Just 15 years ago, and it had been that way for a very long-standing time, you could not buy any oil without using American dollars. That's why they called it the petrodollar. If you wanted to buy oil for your country, you needed American dollars. That's not the case anymore. That is long gone. And there is no return of that. The other thing that's happened is other currencies are starting to accelerate and increase, and our dollar is decreasing and actually falling. The United States dollar is going to collapse and is set to collapse, and we are no longer going to be economic leaders that we are. We're no longer going to be able to stop the change that is coming. We have in the past. We have changed the course of things, the way things are going, fighting to stay on top. And I have seen that over through the years, and it's good. I mean, we've always been a strong nation. But there is a series of failures happening with our country militarily, economically, even socially. We're not getting along well. And it's a shift that's happening that is dramatically affecting the United States. And I hate to be a downer about this, a doom and gloomer, but that's really not what this is about. I told you guys a month or so ago that the shift was coming. I'm also noticing some other things about time dilation. I'm not ready to talk any more about that. I'm looking into it, but I am noticing some things and seeing some things. It's very unique, and I will be discussing that here maybe when we go live sometime in September. I also wanted to talk to you guys about finish talking about the dollar. Get ready and prepared for that. Beginning of the year, we're probably going to hear about another country, another superpower that is going to have economic dominance, along with also digital currencies being the new currency. It's going to be coming out. That's what I'm hearing on the news there. So, and that's not all. Unfortunately, we are about to see a bunch of violence here on the planet. I am fairly certain. I can go. I've kind of predicted that here a month or so ago from what I'm hearing in the Intel group, and last show also said, "Hey, get ready. You want to, the elites are saying you want to see blood in the streets. If you want to see mayhem and chaos, you got it." And now I'm seeing more and more. You're going to see worldwide violence, and you're going to see catastrophic military fighting. You're going to see some horrible military fighting going on here pretty quick. So. As the world turns, it's going to get really, really ugly here. So stand by for that. This is going to dramatically affect, unfortunately, our food supply and our supply chains of things that we need and things that we want to buy. It's already got a herk and jerk level right now, but it's going to get, unfortunately, during these trying times, it's going to get worse. Again, I know I sound like a doom and gloomer, but I know this is not the case. I actually know something else that I'll talk about at the end of my commentary. So we have some problems also going on with the sun. It keeps coming up. The news, there's somebody out there, several individuals out there that are saying the sun is definitely waking up and doing some things, but it's also doing some things that are odd to them. It's not the normal operation of our sun. And we'll get more into that later. I'm drinking coffee with you this morning, and boy, is it good. I'll tell you that much. It is good. Also, so with the food and supply and everything, and food and supplies being in the near future being affected, so you guys need to make sure that you've got food. Make sure you've got a few months of food stored up at least, and have some water purification so you can purify water from any water source. Do your research on that, and there are devices out there that are fairly cheap, that aren't that expensive at all, to purify water. And also, make sure that you've got a plan with your family to do stuff as far as something's happening, how to hunker down, or where to meet up, or whose place you're going to meet up at, and move on from there. It's a good idea to have a radio with you guys, flashlights, stuff like that. Things that would be helpful during an event like this. I'm sure the folks in New Orleans right now are, like I said, are just it's a mess over there. I heard lots of I was listening on shortwave radio, the amateur radio band, and I was listening, and there was lots of reports of a lot of power lines down. There's no electricity whatsoever. Millions and millions of people are out of electricity, and that there is no water. And I'm sure there's people taking food from places that are open, from broken glass or whatever, or they're breaking in and taking food. I'm sure some looting is going on. Comes with the territory. Also, I'm sure the gangs are running the streets and running up and down the streets doing whatever they want right now. Police is probably having a hard time dealing with that. Anyway, what else? Let's see. We got more hurricanes lined up coming up behind Ida. Let's hope, pray for the best and prepare for the worst for the folks on the coastlands and stuff. And what else? All right, let me get to the commentary. As you can see through the news and stuff, and then the news that I'm giving out, there is a different separation here. The news is definitely focused on politics and I don't know how else to put it other than drama. And wanting to keep everybody's opinions is what's important right now. Your opinion on what the government's doing. It seems to be the distraction. What's going on in Afghanistan seems to be the distraction. Unfortunately, that does not stop what's going on with the world. That does not stop what's going on at the bottom of the oceans, the earthquakes, and the other situations that are going on with volcanoes. And also, it doesn't stop the oncoming predicted, and also Intel World has pretty much confirmed that we have a meteor storm coming that is going to pelt the Earth. This is not going to be a good event. It's definitely going to be an eye-opening, thought-provoking event. And also with the violence that's about to break out on the Earth and amplify. It's already breaking out already. You can't see it. England, UK, they're having all kinds of protests and everything because they're being told to go stay in their houses, and they don't want to go. And they are actually fighting against the police. There's actually a video out right now of a guy being mauled by a police dog because he was running from the police, and then he stopped in a crowd, and then they tackled him to the ground. The dog tore into the guy. It's really sad to see. And the crowd actually, it reinforced the crowd saying that, the police are messing up. And I'm a huge advocate of police, by the way. I'm a huge advocate of police. Big time for the blue. But anyway, that's one example of many. And we've got things happening over in several places here in the United States. We've had several groups clashing with each other, and Antifa being involved. I heard the Proud Boys or something like that also were involved. That they are not going to take this stuff anymore, and and they're fighting against each other in the street. The cops are just basically telling them to stop. And it's a different type of situation going on here. So we're at a level now that we weren't like 2 or 3 years ago. And I'm telling you now that the level that we're at now is fixing to look like child's play compared to the amount of violence and bloodshed and chaoticness that's about to erupt here on the earth. So get ready for that. Looks like it's right around the corner. Could be all the way to the end of the year and the beginning of the year, as that we see this pace pick up of violence around the world. Something I talked about, I guess, a couple of months ago, when I told you guys that people are going to start to become very angry, confused, and not unsure of what's going on in our society, and people may react violently towards each other and things of this nature. And so prepare yourself for that. But the good news is this: all of these things happening have been foretold already. Yep, we got a book that talks just about this very event, I'm pretty sure. Matthew 24, as long as Ezekiel 38, 39, Revelations chapter 6, 7, and all that stuff. This is the stuff that's going on. This is predicted and was told long, long ago. And the folks out there that are not seeing it, I understand. You got to understand, Jesus said that he comes like a thief in the night. That he's going to come in a time that we do not know. He's going to catch us off guard. And I see the world out there, and I see that they don't see this. And I'm ringing the bell. I'm waving the flag. I'm blowing the horn. I'm doing everything I can do to let everybody out there know that, hey, this is stuff that's going on. This is a serious moment in human history and in the world, that we're fixing to see the return of Jesus Christ very soon, and that we're going to also have to endure the tribulation. I wouldn't count yourself out. If you go up in the rapture, let it be a pleasant surprise. But if you don't, expect to go through the tribulation and expect trying times. We're going to have to endure the Antichrist possibly here very soon. And we're going to have to deal with world violence on a scale that we've never seen before. That's going to cause the Antichrist to come out. So we live in the most interesting time, and very, very tragic and tribulation time that the Earth's history that has ever been seen before. And our Heavenly Father has set it up with His Son, Jesus Christ, as the exit sign. He's the way out. He's the way out of this mess. You want the world to stop so you can get off. Except, I'm preaching it, Accept Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior. That's the biggest thing I can tell you right now, that hold fast to your faith. If your faith is not Christian, hold fast to your faith, what it is. What you have as a faith. Hold on to it dearly. Grip it very tightly and hold on. The world's about to be shaken up on multiple levels, and the world's about to change on multiple levels. This isn't the end of the world. I repeat, this is not the end of the world. This is the beginning of the return of Jesus Christ, because He's not coming back and leaving and never going to come back again. He's going to come back not too long from now through these events. He's going to set His foot down the Mount of Olives in Israel, and He's going to walk in the eastern gate, and He's going to go and sit and reign for 1,000 years, a millennium. So this isn't the end of the world. This is the shift, the change. This is the transition into the darker hours just before the return of Jesus Christ and the reign of Jesus Christ begins. That's the good news, that we've got to endure this little moment in time to get through, and the tragedies of it, to get to what's coming. And there is people and there's entities and groups that are trying to stop this. Unfortunately, I'm sorry to tell them, you can't stop this. You can't stop this. You can try, but it's a futile attempt. You can't stop this. Anyway, I love you guys. I hope you guys are doing well. Enjoy your family, enjoy your friends, enjoy your food in your refrigerator, enjoy the weekends if you have them off, or the time that you do off. Please enjoy it with your friends as much as possible, and make plans. Make plans. What if things, what if things do happen this way? What are we going to do? How are we going to protect each other? How are we going to stay safe? How are we going to get through this? Make a plan. Put some prayer on it. See what you're guided and led to do. And act. Get it done. And that's what I'm doing. So anyway, other than that, I heard some really good things about the. There's a group of people I keep talking about that are coming together, and soon you're going to see them. A group of individuals that are very unique. A group of individuals that are putting their heads together as well as combined effort. They're being led to do this. They're going to be preaching the word out there before all of this stuff happens and hits. It's going to be somewhat of a reckoning type of situation. The reason I say that is because those of us who have read the word, the Holy Bible and stuff like that, we know that before destruction comes, before judgment comes, stuff like that, usually there is a hint. There is strangers showing up and pulling people out of the way. There are Christians that are moved spiritually to get out of the way, and things of this nature. It happens just before destruction and judgment happens. You can read it time and time again from the Bible. Case in point, Sodom and Gomorrah. Lot and his family was removed before it was tore up. Same thing with Noah. He was telling, he was basically telling everybody to get in the boat, and everybody got in the boat, and then they were sitting there while everybody laughed at him, and he's like shaking his head. The door was blown shut. The flood happened, carried everybody away. Noah was forced to go through the flood in an ark. Again, they were saved from the judgment and stuff like that. The same thing with Moses and Pharaoh. They got into it and everything, and they put blood over the doors because judgment had come down, and it was passed over them because they listened to what was told to avoid the judgment. They acted in faith. So and that's just the tip of the iceberg. There's tons of stories through the Bible that our Heavenly Father takes care of Christians and moves them out of the way before He does business, and I think that's probably what we're fixing to see. There's fixing to be a whole lot of that here pretty soon. You're going to see the Christian persecution is increasing, but it's fixing to really increase. And those of us who are saved, those of us who have our faith and stuff like that, are going to be tested. Stand ready, stand by. Your faith is going to be tested, and it's where we are in this time of the world. So anyway, well, that's all I got for today, and I got more coming. More news is coming, guys, of course, and looking forward to a September live show with you guys here pretty soon. And I hope that this has impacted you guys to let you know it's going to be all right. Trust me, we're going to get through this. No matter how dire, how bad, how ugly it seems, don't you fret one bit. God is our Heavenly Father, and He is in control. Don't worry about that one bit. And with that being said, you guys take care. Be safe. Stay well. Chieftain News out.